Iraqi Banks Association. The dollar will fall to the rate of 1,400 dinars. And the date is expected. Quote, the advisor to the Iraqi Banks Association, Samir al-Nasiri, expected dollar prices to fall to 1,400 dinars during the first quarter of next year. We're hoping Iraq will show us they have Article 8 compliance anytime now. Let's see what happens. What if you lost your receipt for your dinar? Try to get a hold of the individual you bought it from. If they have records, maybe they might help you. My broker does not. If you lost it. Oh, dear. That can be a problem financially for you because you want to hold your currency for 1 year. Because your tax bracket is whatever the government says, but if you don't have a receipt or if you don't hold it for a year and you go exchange, that's a different tax bracket. They're going to really bite you hard. It's the difference between 40% tax and 20% tax. What is your gut saying today, Mark? Mark Z. My gut is screaming that we are on the precipice. I think my Iraqi contacts are right and we will see it before December 1st Street. The facts are true. The changes are true. But the numbers are not true. Iraq cannot afford a rate like this anymore. They can't. Whatever you hear about 1,400 and stuff like that, don't believe it. Revaluation is coming for sure. Yes, it is coming. It's not going to stop. They're going to keep pushing and pushing. Changes in business dealings. Iraq replaces the dollar with other currencies to stabilize the dinar. All this is good news, but it's going to take a little time for some of this to be implemented. What I'm looking forward to is seeing how Iraq does in the first quarter of next year, because by then all the kinks should have been worked out of these programs implemented and we should start to see the results in the first quarter of 2024. Easing of global commodity prices, the revaluation of the dinar, the continued price subsidies are projected to keep inflation in check. This is coming from the World Bank. Price subsidies are projected to keep inflation in check because of why? Because of the revaluation of the dinar. The World Bank are the ones talking about the revaluation of the dinar, and the revaluation will help facilitate many things. This was a very interesting weekend. Multiple redemption center contacts say they did work this weekend. Not for redeeming people but for training new people to fill out their rosters. This to me is a very big deal, according to my sources and other people's sources. They were training more teller-level individuals over the weekend in foreign currency and exchange procedures. This is absolutely exciting news. So redemption center folks were spending their Saturday and Sunday in preparation for our exchange. Very exciting. This tells me how extremely close we are. Bakir Jab al-Zubaydi, former Minister of Finance, the ongoing dollar crisis, quote, the dollar crisis is a policy crisis of the continued American threat of sanctions, accompanied by the continued bleeding of the currency by private banks that are protected by some influential people. And this conflict is paid for by the citizen. Solutions exist, and during our tenure at the Ministry of Finance, 2006-2010, we succeeded in increasing the value of the dinar from 1,500 dinars to the dollar to 1,170 dinars to the dollar.